All right. Hey, everyone. My name is Bobby Jo Dallas, Customer Engagement Manager at Total Expert. And today I'm joined by Kevin O'Connor, Director of Sales of the East Region at Guided Solutions Insurance. Now, Guided Solutions has been leveraging Total Expert as their customer and broker engagement platform for a little over a year now. And I know you, Kevin, have been a huge advocate and high user of the platform from the beginning. And so I'm super, super excited to get you on today and just talk a little bit about the ways that you're seeing value in the system. And so before we dive in, why don't you just go ahead, Kevin, give us a quick little intro to you, maybe a little bit about your fun background. Like, this seems interesting. Why don't you go ahead and give a quick intro?
Well, thank you very much, Bobby Jo, for having me here. I'm excited to talk about it. Like you said, my name is Kevin O'Connor. I'm the Director of Sales for the East Region of Guided Solutions. Everyone can tell I'm a huge Cubs fan. I grew up in Northern Indiana and have been a fan my entire life. Such a fan that my requirements for my wife, she had to be a fan as well. And I knew I found the right woman when I came home from one day and she was recording the Cubs game so we could watch it together. So
she knows what to do.
Exactly. But I've been in the insurance industry since 2007. I've been in the Medicare space primarily. However, I've done a little bit of everything in the industry, but I really love the Medicare space and foresee myself staying there for the rest of my career, to be quite honest about it. So I like it because I feel like I'm doing good for people. Yeah. And ultimately, that's where I want to be.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. All right. So I know, Kevin, that you from the beginning have been a really big advocate. So let's go ahead and talk about how long have you been leveraging the system from this, the point that Guided got, the platform Total Expert.
So I started with Guided about a year and a half ago, and that was one of the first things that they showed me. One of the things that really made me realize I made the right choice, because I figured out how to use it and immediately saw value in it and saw, I could really make things happen, whether it's driving recruitment, driving sales, just driving communications from myself to my own relationships that I'm managing. So, and on top of that, as I got farther into it, I realized, man, we're just touching the surface with this thing. So
yeah, right. I know it's a beast. It's like you start with it and you're like, whoa, there's more. Yeah, totally.
So like this, go ahead. I would say the CRM capabilities of the tool is something that we are barely touching the surface on. So it's there is a lot to it, and like I said, it's endless, the potential for the future.
100%. So speaking of that value add, so when you think of Total Expert, how does Total Expert set you apart from other FMOs out there?
That's a great question, and it's an easy answer. So there's two things. The first thing, and it's the one thing that I remember when we were in Vegas, was the highlight of our presentation, and it drew just the speaking to it drew people to our booth, and ultimately we recruited a bunch of people out of the Medicarians thing and that we did with Total Expert. And it's the data protection aspect of it. The world that we live in now has become data driven. It is who owns the data is the winner. And the thing is, these agents have been burned by their FMOs because they control the data. It is important for us that Guided Solutions, working with Total Expert has, I'm going to use the term that Joe uses, walled off. The data is walled off. Now, do we have access to yes, we have access to the data, but that data belongs to the agent. That data does not belong to Guided Solutions. Of course, we love data. We want data, but we want our agents to know that data is your data. There is nothing to stop you from keeping your own data. We cannot steal your data. So that's the big one. And then the second part of that is that the self-branding. So it's expensive for these, especially for a young agent to come up in the world and put themselves out there. This tool gives them an opportunity to do that. They still have to buy lists or whatever people to contact. Yes. Okay. So that's an expense, but as a FMO, we also have resources to help with that as well. But they get into this tool, they can brand it to, ABC Insurance Group or whatever they are, and one click, and they've sent 100,000 emails. So, and I can speak to that number because I did it myself.
Exactly. Yes, I know you did.
When you recruit in Texas, you can send out 100,000 emails and not even touch the surface. So
100%. So let's talk about those two areas you kind of just touched on. So speaking of that, you're saying, right, that you're recruiting, you're actually leveraging the tool and the journey functionality, the email functionality to actually target these agents. So from a director of sales, right, what does that look like for you, and how are you really using the system to recruit these new agents?
So again, it's a multifaceted answer here. So I target the larger groups. And one of the things, even if they're a mid-sized group, that's still an expensive, proposition to market for all of your agents. So I actually put it out there as, we're going to give you this tool and you can give it to everybody you have in your downline. And then you're saving all that money, blah, 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 blah. The top of or I should say that the hierarchy spot below us can then decide, do you brand their brand or do you brand your own personal brand? It's up to them. I mean, we encourage the agent to be branded. We want the agent to be the forefront. We want them to manage the relationships with the clients, so on and so forth. However, our downline agencies, we support them in whatever their efforts are. So that's part of how I leverage it with that. And then from the same thing, kind of what I said before, is it's the proposition for an up and comer to be able to have this power, without having to spend. I mean, some of these things can cost thousands of dollars. So we're basically empowering, and that is the angle I take. Depending on the level of the agent or agency I'm speaking to, we are going to empower you to, do your own fishing. Basically, teach your man to fish and he'll eat forever.
Totally.
Right? So
that's great. I think it's good to hear that you are, so essentially you have like a two-prong approach, right? You're leveraging the journey, the email. You can target these agents, but you also can go at them with, hey, here's the value. We're actually providing value. We're helping you cut costs. We're providing you with this autonomy and with CRM marketing tools that you can leverage to brand yourself and manage your relationships, right?
Right. Well, plus I like to focus on the fact that you can link to your socials. I like to talk about the ease of use. I'm not, so at first, when you first walk into it, it's different from anything you've seen. So I was like, but once, it wasn't hard to learn. And once it is so easy to use. And let's face it, salespeople want the path of least resistance. And this provides that path of least resistance. And I can present that to them at whatever point we are at the pitch. And I hate to use the word pitch, but that's, ultimately recruiting is still sales. So the ease of use piece, you got your agents. They don't want to work hard. So that's just simply put, it's not a bad thing. These guys work, they work hard, but they want to find the easiest path to get to where they're going.
Yeah. And you're actually providing incentives right now, right? I don't know if you're okay speaking about that a little bit, but I'd love to hear just from, a company perspective, what are some of those incentives that you are providing to new agents?
So it's simple. We believe so much in the tool. It's what do they call it? Putting the camel's nose under the tent. We want to get people in the product. And so at this particular point in time, we're going to give it to new agents and agencies at no cost. We will absorb the cost because we believe in it. And we know that going forward, they will too. So that's the incentive. So the other incentive is a very typical incentive, is that as you go and your production warrants it, we'll continue to take care of that for you.
Right.
So
right. Typical sales approach.
Typical sales approach. So, but for the time being, for the next year, we want everybody to see what this is about, because, not that I'm trying to be this whatever, but ultimately, if this works for us and then it works for them, we win. So, and it's a win-win, because you guys win at Total Expert. We win at Guided Solutions. ABC agency wins at the next spot in our hierarchy, and everybody, as it trickles down, wins by using this. And that's kind of what our mindset is about it. So,
No, that's great. Okay, and last piece. So we talked a little about the recruiting and how we're actually getting new agents, incentivizing them, right? But you even talked a little bit about some of the functionality that you're using with inside your own team as you manage a
Mhm.
region, right? What does that look like? I know, and what are the specific things that you're leveraging the system to actually communicate and to engage with your internal teams by using the system?
Right. So internally, it's easy for us to spread the word about trainings. It's easy for me to get the word out that so and so has a birthday, which is a feature that I forgot to talk about. When you're dealing with your clients, it tells you when their birthdays are, so you can
Who
send out
knew?
a birthday card, so or
Yeah.
holidays and so on and so forth. The bottom line is it makes communications in a bulk setting simple. Click,
Yeah.
gone. And our marketing team that works with the TE platform has set me up because I'm not capable of doing that from a technology standpoint with some preset templates
Yeah.
for all these things. So it literally just makes the communications from my team and even through my downline agencies like it's that easy. Click, gone.
Amazing.
No, I love it.
Amazing.
I love it
Amazing.
because I'm not a
Well,
person that's going to sit there and type out these huge
yeah.
emails and put everybody's address
No.
in. So this works
No.
great for me.
Yeah, no, and it's like it's making it more efficient for you, especially in your internally, but also with, externally as well. So, I love seeing that, you can actually leverage it beyond just, your relationships, but actually internally within your own team and within
Hmm.
recruiting and all those different facets. So, that's awesome, Kevin. Anything else that you want to kind of leave us with? Otherwise, we'll kind of close out today. It's been super awesome to chat with you and just hear about your experience with the system and where you're seeing value.
So I just would like to close out by saying
Yeah,
thank
of
you for having me. And I really
course.
do believe in what we're doing here, and I've truly appreciated the relationship between Total Expert and Guided Solutions.
Yeah,
It has helped me advance my career just simply by doing what I'm supposed to do, and that's push out this product, and it makes life really easy for everybody involved. But and I'm excited to be at the in Minneapolis at the end of the month. So again, thank you very much, and I look forward to a continued successful relationship.
us too. All right, we'll talk to you soon, Kevin.
Thanks, Papa Joe.
Of course.